joining me right now, and this is great. It's my first time meeting these guys in person. Following me Monday through Friday on Westwood One Sports, Bleck and Abdalla, weekdays noon to 3 Eastern, Chicago-based, with me now on the show. Guys, great to meet you. Thanks for coming by the set. Great to have you here on Radio Row. What's going on?
It's great to meet you as well. And, Nick, this has been awesome. Thanks for having us on the show. And I just want to report, being out on the streets just moments ago, it is no longer The Walking Dead in downtown San Francisco. I heard you say that earlier this morning, and I'm like, yeah, Nick's not wrong about that.
The weed smoke, and I listen. You know, I'm kind of old now with the kid. I don't really, but like back in the day, you know, it's like me and Snoop. You know, it's Cheech and Chong and Nick Kostos. It's unbelievable. Like I feel like you can get high just like walking around the streets here outside here.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's kind of how Chicago is now, where we're from. But this is up to a different level. There's a dispensary on almost every corner here. Yeah. It's insane.
All right,
it's insane.
So let's start with Abdalla, then Bleck here. You guys have been with us here since the start here on Westwood One Sports. It's great to have you. What's it been like? And you guys, for people that don't know, you guys did radio in Chicago together, doing local radio in Chicago, now moving nationally. How's it been so far? First, my friend Abdalla, who I learned is Egyptian and not Italian. I thought it was Italian.
It's been great. It's close. It's close. It's just across, the Mediterranean.
Yeah. It's all the same, right?
Yeah, it's all the same. It's been great so far. It's been awesome. Yeah, we've been doing radio in Chicago for 20 years, so it's not that much different for us still doing the show together. Yeah. You know, pretty much doing the same show, just talking a little bit less Bears and more NFL, which we love. You know, we love the NFL. We know you love the NFL, so it's been a great time to talk NFL with the playoffs and the Super Bowl. And you don't want my thoughts on the Hall of Fame and how that went down.
That's like a little radio trick for someone.
Crazy theory on how this went down.
Well, I'm sorry to my friend Bleck here because this is a radio trick that our friend Abdalla which is the you don't want to know what I have to say about this, and now I am contractually
obligated. My thoughts on this topic.
Now I have to ask. What is the crazy Hall of Fame idea?
This was all my conspiracy theory that Jordan Hudson did this to put Bill Belichick back in a positive light.
Now, how did she do it?
So she went around. Listen, she's a master PR
Allegedly.
Person. Allegedly. This is all allegedly. Now, this is all allegedly that we're here at the Super Bowl. I don't want this to get out and me to get sued like Pablo Torre or anything like that. This is all allegedly.
Pablo's trying to find out about Ukrainian drones.
Exactly.
I think we're probably
he's got bigger fish to fry.
Bigger fish to fry than me, obviously. She went around and whipped the votes and talked to people, maybe got into Bill Polian's ear or something like that. I know you're friends with Bill, and I understand that. But
I appreciate you. I would not say that we're friends. I would say that we were coworkers.
There you go. There you go. There you go.
He did accidentally, it's a true story. He did call me, like, definitely accidentally, like 3 years ago.
A butt dial?
No, I think he clicked because I was saved in his phone. I guess I'm bragging. So he calls me and I pick up the phone and I'm like, Bill, what's up? And he's like, who is this? I'm like, it's Nick Kostos. You just called me. He's like, did I? I was like, it was probably an accident. Just letting you know.
It's okay.
That did happen a few years
ago. It's all right. Yeah. So she went around with the votes because Bill Belichick right now, before a week ago, had the lowest Q rating of his entire career.
That's fair.
The North Carolina stuff, the weird picture with him on the beach propping her up with his feet, and all of this.
Even though I think he's a massive creep, and if my daughter ever brought home a man that age, I would kill him. Yes. But still.
Exactly. That's my point, is that we had a lower perception of Bill Belichick than at any point of his Super Bowl career, his Hall of Fame career, all of this stuff. What better way than to get Bill Belichick on the right side of history in our minds than to make him not a first ballot Hall of Famer? Because if it had just come out that he was, hey, guess what? Bill Belichick made the Hall of Fame as the first ballot Hall of Famer. We're just like, okay, cool. Another just check in the box, and we move on with our daily lives. Now, he is the topic for an entire week. He is at the forefront of our minds. Every former Patriot that comes around the Super Bowl this week is going to be asked about it. And guess who's in the Super Bowl this week? The Patriots. Yeah. And now, instead of talking about the Patriots, we're talking about Bill Belichick and the Patriots. This is expert PR move by Jordan Hudson.
I don't think she's that much of a mastermind.
Allegedly.
Is it Jordan or is it Jordan?
Jordan.
It's Jordan, but come on.
It's Jordan.
She wants us to say Jordan.
Okay.
It's a little off, right?
It's a little. Right? The whole situation's a little off, I think.
Do you see what I deal with every day from noon to 3 Eastern?
I mean, I don't know if I disagree with it. I don't know if I hate it though. I think it's wrong, but you sold it really well.
Yeah,
and that's all that matters in this business.
You did talk for like 3 minutes straight, so you got that.
There you go.
Right?
That's
like
all
you
I
filled
needed.
some space.
That's all I needed.
Yeah. So your thoughts on what your partner said?
Yeah, it's not true. I don't think that's the case at all. I think he's trying to sell you something that is not real, but you did it well. So
Thank you.
congratulations.
Thank you.
So
Appreciate
the
it.
dynamic between you, because that was, I'll be honest, and if I were you, I'd do the same thing. Abdalla was like, you know what, I'm taking this here.
Yeah.
I'm not giving Bleck a word in edgewise here.
It's fine.
Is that,
You can
is that
have it
how
now.
this generally goes?
No, see, what happens is in, 40 minutes, 45 minutes from now, I'm going to have to do all the talking once the show starts.
Oh,
see,
okay.
see,
Is
that's,
that
that's
accurate?
Yeah, he'll start it off, and then I'll bring in that craziness, and then he'll
Let
have
me
to
ask
be
you,
like,
be honest, because
Yeah.
it's like, it doesn't matter, like, as long as the show's good. Do you guys hate each other?
No, God, no, not at
No.
all. We've known each other since high school.
I was kind of hoping the answer was yes, just
Yeah.
because
No.
who
No,
cares
so-
as long as the show
No,
is
this
good.
is how the
Tell the
story
audience
goes.
about you guys.
Okay,
Yeah.
so we went to the same high school. We weren't friends, but we weren't enemies. We were friendly in
Yeah.
class.
Who
I
was
was
cool-
like,
who was cooler?
I was like
Oh,
you.
come
Me and
on.
Snoop Dogg
Nick,
were like
how,
this in high school.
How do you think that went?
Well, yeah,
Between the two of us. First of all, Adam had a little mini fro back in the day, and he would wear suit coats with little spikes on the shoulders.
Yeah, I was a
in
little-
high school.
like Hawk and Animal from the Legion of Doom.
Yeah,
Yes.
yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Oh yeah.
Well, as a
yeah.
wrestling
Yeah.
fan,
A little
I kinda
punk,
like that.
little
Yes.
punk kid.
Okay.
In
Yeah.
high school.
Okay.
Girls liked me, right? Like, so you would admit that
You're,
was.
you're of the same generation as us. It was nothing but like sun in the hair, the puka shell necklace.
I had those stupid
I
necklaces
I
on.
did that
yeah.
in 2001.
Yeah.
I had frosted
Yes.
tips,
Yeah.
and I had a T-shirt that said, "It's really bad. It's really bad." It said, "Real men wear orange." And I had like these orange swooshy pants from Abercrombie. And
Sure,
There you go.
sure. I
There you
remember
go.
those. Remember, they had like little, what was it, like zip ties and
Yes.
on like the knee.
I
and,
still
remember
like.
those.
Well, I like joggers. I like the zip ties
Yeah.
at the bottom. But continue.
You're
yeah.
right. So we sat next to each other in many classes in high school because of our last names, Bleck and Abdalla.
Yeah.
So and we
you
just
hated
never,
him then or no?
No, we didn't hate each other, but we weren't.
I
friends.
feel like you hated. I feel like Abdalla hated. Bleck.
No.
Jealous.
We had like
Jealous,
we had a
probably.
couple.
Oh, well, jealous and
Little
hate are two
envy.
sides of the
Yeah,
same coin. Yeah.
right.
We had a couple mutual friends and a mutual hate for like algebra and the classes that we were in
Oh,
together.
wow.
Yeah,
What a
yeah,
small
like-
community. People that hate math.
we had a teacher, Miss Gongle. She hated us
Okay.
because we would joke the entire time through class. Now, that happened in high school. We weren't friends. We go to college. He goes somewhere else. He one day in our second year of college comes walking into one of my radio classes. I'm like, hey, it's Abdalla. Hey, you like beer? He's like, yeah, you like beer? I'm like, sweet, let's go get a beer after class. And since then, we host a college radio show together. We worked together at a station locally in Chicago for 20 years, and we hosted our show together. So that's where we're here today.
I love that you guys bonded over hatred of math and love of beer.
Yeah,
Right?
that's
I'd say
basically
it's
it. Yeah,
a
that's
large
basically
portion of the
it.
population.
That's how it
now,
starts.
Now, I like how you said local stage. You worked at
Yeah.
ESPN in Chicago.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
for people that don't know, like my big boss is Mitch Rosen, who
Yes.
runs the Score in Chicago. And shout out to Mitch because today is the first day because it's Score 104. I think is now.
Yeah,
their-
yes.
So they're on
Yeah.
FM now. It's a huge day for Mitch and a huge day locally in Chicago. So you were competitors with Mitch and,
Yes.
and the Score for
Yeah.
a while. So I know because Mitch told me that you guys went. Are you still doing the show out of the Score right?
Yeah, we
We
are.
are.
Yeah.
Yep.
So the first day you walked in there, were you like, it's kind of like enemy territory?
Yeah,
right
oh,
now.
yeah.
Like, what
it
was that like?
It was literally the next day. We
Yeah.
did our last show on Sunday. It was the Bears' final home game, and then the next day we went and did the first show. We're actually where Kenny sits.
Yeah, shout out
So,
to Kenny.
shout out
today.
to Kenny.
Kenny
Best.
helps
We're
us
there.
every
Yeah.
day. He's the man. He is awesome.
Kenny's
So,
awesome.
yeah.
Love Kenny.
Make sure that he gets his credit because dealing with us every morning is not ideal. So, but yeah, it was surreal, right? Like we've spent 20 years across the street at the competitor, and then next day we walk in the hallways and we get to see Lawrence Holmes and Matt Spiegel and Mitch Rosen and everyone over at the Score, and they've been so nice to us. We're there temporarily,
Yeah.
so it's been cool that they've been dealing with us and putting us up for the last month or so.
All right, You Better You Bet Radio Row. Nick Kostos on this Monday. Westwood One Sports presented by BetMGM. Bleck and Abdalla, my guests. They follow me Monday through Friday on Westwood One Sports. Bleck and Abdalla, noon to 3 Eastern on Westwood One Sports. What has been the biggest transition, my man Bleck first on this one, going from local to national talk for you guys?
You know, I think the thing that's most exciting about it is that any topic is available, right? Like, we are talking about sports on a national level, so anything that piques your interest, especially with the National Football League, we can talk about. If you work in Chicago, there's only one thing that people care about in Chicago, and that is the Chicago Bears. But if we want to talk about the Raiders for 15 minutes, or we want to talk about the Steelers, it doesn't matter, because that's a main story nationally, and that's something that we're allowed to do. And I think that that's been something that's been really refreshing and a lot of fun as of late, is that we can really spread the topics and do all kinds of different things.
I think it's the not having to deal with the grind of, like Chris said, the everyday local sports. Like the
what
Bulls,
bothered you the most about it?
Like the Bulls got killed yesterday.
Well, can I give you an
know what
example?
I mean?
I feel like if I did local radio in New York, it would it makes me want to start convulsing the thought of breaking down the Mets bullpen after a July loss to the Marlins.
Exactly.
Yes. It's
like the
when
Bulls
no disrespect to that. People like it. I'm
exactly.
Just saying.
Like the Bulls getting beat by 50 last night. I just a team that doesn't care about trying. I've just stopped caring about them.
Okay.
So I don't want to give them the time of day. So I would much rather break down the Super Bowl this week and talk about the Seahawks and the Patriots and all the other NFL stories throughout the offseason instead of talking about the White Sox every single day and that kind of stuff.
Some of that stuff gets redundant, right?
Yeah.
So you can only take so many different angles on one team. And when you're only focused on one team, it's there's a lot of other great sports to talk about and to look forward to. And that's extremely refreshing in this role, is that we can kind of talk about anything and we can still do our show. And it's a lot of fun.
Awesome. This will, I hope, not be the only time we have you guys on this week.
Whenever you want us, let us know. We'll be here.
Absolutely.
Great. Whenever there's I got to tell you, Bill knows this.
Yes.
I did the first hour by myself today.
Yeah.
I don't want to do that again the rest of the week.
Yeah. So I was listening. I was in the hotel room listening. You were kicking ass. So
What'd you like?
I liked the scene setting at the start, because you were right. This week's going to be crazy here, but essentially Monday morning, early, we're talking 6, 7 a.m. There ain't nobody
here.
There's no one on the street. There's no one here in the convention center. And I thought you did a good job of painting the picture.
Good job or great job?
Great job.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'll say great job.
Just wanna make sure.
Great job. Yeah.
Okay.
Because I could picture, without being here, exactly what's going on. And I love that.
Radio.
Yeah.
Radio.
Love it.
So we'll have you guys on more this week.
Sure.
Absolutely.
Bleck and
Let's do it.
Abdalla, noon to 3 p.m. Eastern on Westwood One Sports. Appreciate it, gentlemen.
Thanks, Nick.